Hi, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Wallace, and my wife Cory and I are a early retired Canadian couple who are currently traveling around the world, and right now we are in Hong Kong. I'm here in Kowloon Park this morning. Unfortunately, it is just me today. Cory's not feeling well, so she's back at the hotel getting some rest. Just one of those things when you're traveling full-time. It's constant go, 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 and there's not a lot of downtime. So she's just gonna rest up and feel better, and we'll be on our way out of Hong Kong tomorrow and back to Malaysia. Kowloon Park is a large public park here in the Tsim Sha Tsui region of Hong Kong, or Tsim Sha Tsui in Cantonese. So I'm just going to wander through, show you some of the sites. It's 33 acres, you know, and considering we're in the middle of one of the busiest cities in the world, it's relatively quiet and peaceful in here. There's a lot of greenery, a lot of fountains, a little bit of construction going on next to me, but nothing too crazy. So we'll just wander around and I'll show you around. This is just one of the fountains here in the park. Really quite peaceful in here. You can hear birds chirping. You still got the hustle and bustle of the city around, but it's not too bad. There's even a hedge maze here. It's not very tall. Makes it a little easier to find your way around, but it's still kind of cool. The GoPro probably doesn't do this any justice. I think this is the center of it here. So it looks like in this section here on the far, I think this is the north side of the park, we've got, looks like a children's playground area up there. And there's a sports complex ahead of me. And there is even a swimming pool here, though it looks like it is closed for the season. It's actually a much bigger complex than I thought. I just found an aviary, so we're gonna go up and check that out. It's really hard to see on the GoPro, of course, but there are a lot of birds in the aviary behind me. There's, I saw a peacock down on the ground there, some other birds up in the branches, just chilling, hanging out. It is fairly large, but it is, of course, all netted in, so none of them can escape. Something different, and it was free, so it didn't cost anything to come in here. This banyan tree growing up and out of the stone wall behind me is really cool. Just gonna pan up. So you can see that it's basically just embedded itself into that stone wall. And across the pond over there, we've got some flamingos. So that's Kowloon Park. If you have an hour or two to kill, definitely worth a visit. It's just a nice little piece of nature and a little bit of peace and quiet here in the heart of Kowloon. And so now I'm going to head on over to the pier, and we're gonna take the Star Ferry over to Hong Kong Island.
I am going to go find Wallace. I wasn't feeling super hot this morning. I don't know if it's taking too many chances with cross-contamination and it kind of just caught up to me, or it might have been something else. Could have been dehydration. I drank a crap load of water / coconut water and I felt a million times better, so it could have been that. Anyways, I just texted Wallace. He's down in the harbor and I'm gonna go find him.
Hey, look who's feeling better and decided to come join me.
I think it was just dehydration, honestly. I drank 4 liters essentially of fluids. I had coconut water and then like a ton of water, and I felt a million times better.
So a lesson to everyone, make sure you stay hydrated. We're here at the pier on the Kowloon side. This is in Tsim Sha Tsui, or Tsim Sha Tsui. We're heading over to the central pier over on the Hong Kong Island side. The Star Ferry Company has been around since 1888, so it's 136 years old. And they run a couple of different routes connecting Kowloon and Hong Kong Island. And this is one of them that we're going to do today. The cost, depending on the route, is either 5 or 650 Hong Kong dollars. So it's a very cheap method of transportation to get back and forth. And in fact, they serve over 70,000 passengers a day. I believe about 26 million passengers a year on this ferry service. So we're going to hop on board and take you with us. So we're just waiting for the next ferry. One just left a couple minutes ago. So when you come to the Star Ferry Terminal, there is actually 2 entrances, one for the upper deck and one for the lower deck. So we're at the upper deck ramp right now, and our ferry is just arriving. So probably in a couple of minutes we'll be going on board, and we'll show you the seating arrangement on there. So welcome aboard the ferry. Yeah, there's nothing special. It's a pretty old looking boat. There's an upper and lower deck, and if you look over here, the benches, depending on which direction you want to sit, can be flipped back and forth. We're currently at the front of the boat going towards the Hong Kong Island side, and yeah, we'll show you some of the views. And let's show you, I'm just going to pan this around so you can see the boats. We're sitting at the very front at the moment. Hello, Cory. So yeah, nothing special, but it's a pretty scenic ride, and really for a 5 Hong Kong dollar boat cruise, you're not going to get much better than that.
So for anybody who's celiac, they know about kind bars. Be careful, there are a lot of knockoffs here. This, for example, is Be Kind. I got tripped up once. Thankfully, it was actually gluten-free, but the ingredients are not anywhere close to the actual kind bars. So just be aware, there are knockoffs food even.
We've just done a little bit of shopping here in Central, which we didn't bother filming. We just needed some extra clothes for the trip, so we've got that. And now we're just making our way back to Central Station. It's very busy on the streets, as you can tell from our surroundings. And we're just gonna make our way over to Mong Kok. Okay, we've arrived here in Mong Kok, which is a residential district in Kowloon on the mainland side of Hong Kong. Mong Kok literally translates to busy corner. And this area is all residential buildings, shops, restaurants, and is in the Guinness Book of World Records as the most densely populated district in the world, with a population density of over 130,000 people per square kilometer. So you're gonna see on the streets behind me as we walk, and just the crowds that are passing by behind Cory right now, it is very busy here. And yeah, it's easy to get lost here because there's so many people. We're just on this overhead pedestrian walkway right now, and underneath of us this way is Mong Kok Road, and behind me, running perpendicular, is Fa Yuen Street Market. And as you can see, it's that section of the street's closed off to traffic, and it's all street market vendors, basically as far as the eye can see, and it's crazy busy down there. One of the busiest shopping districts in all of Hong Kong. All right, we're down at street level now on Fa Yuen Street Market, and we're just gonna go wander through and take you guys along. Even though it's early right now, it is still pretty busy. It's currently 4:30 in the afternoon, so definitely not as crazy as it can be. Got a lot of fruit and vegetable vendors, people selling all sorts of electronic items, scarves, useless souvenirs, a lot of noise, and you can see on either side it's just old style residential apartment blocks on either side. You can see people's laundry hanging out the windows. So this is a very local area as well. Lots of people live in this area. Of course, 130,000 people per square kilometer. I'd expect nothing else. And I forgot to mention, of course, the street markets, you know, are busy because you're walking right down the middle of the street, but there are storefronts on either side of the street behind the street vendors as well. So there's actually a lot of shops and stores down here. So very crazy down here, very busy, lots of people selling lots of things that we don't need, not really our scene. Usually we don't buy souvenirs and things like that. So
we're checking it out.
Yeah, definitely worth seeing. It's kind of crazy. So we're gonna wander, I think, one block over and go to the Goldfish Street Market area, which is a little different. Where we come from in North America, pet stores are fairly regulated. It's a little different over this side of the world, so we'll show you what I mean.
Honestly, it's a little hard to see. The first time I saw it, I was kind of heartbroken.
All right, we're now on Tung Choi Street, which is the Goldfish Street. And as you can see, it's just aquarium stores and other pet stores. And basically, these poor fish are just bagged up and ready for sale. And as far as I can tell, they spend all day in those bags. It's definitely not an ideal scenario, but that is the norm here. As you can see, this is probably about 2 city blocks of nothing but fish stores. Just another example. Very big fish, very little bag. But that is the norm here. Not much has changed, about 2 city blocks worth, and this is both sides of the street look like this. Animal welfare here, sadly, not up to the standards we're used to seeing. I will say this though, if you're looking for aquatic plants, they do know how to do those well. These are some really nice examples. Those are some healthy, beautiful looking plants. And the few fish that are in these plants, mostly algae eaters and things, they're definitely looking really happy and healthy. That's one of the coolest aquariums we've ever seen. It's got some sort of pump system circulating what I am assuming is like sand or gravel, which is falling like a waterfall. And that looks really cool. That's also a really pretty tank. As is that one. And that one. Got a store here with some saltwater tanks. Very pretty, very well done. I love the simplicity of this fish tank setup here. Definitely something that I always want to try and set up, but it's actually a lot harder than it looks and requires some pretty specialized light and CO2 equipment. So one day, maybe, if we have a house again. There's a small animal store behind us, rabbits, guinea pigs, that sort of thing. And honestly, no worse than what we've seen in North American pet stores, so I can't fault them for that one. So just another busy market street. This is the other or another end of Tung Choi Street. We're just heading towards the Mong Kok Computer Center right now, and again, very busy.
14 years ago when we were here, this is what I remember. I specifically remember this street.
So busy, crowded, lots of shops.
Yeah.
Next stop here is the Mong Kok Computer Center, which is multiple levels of computer and electronics stores. Just gonna make our way up the stairs here. And as you can see, it's basically multiple levels of all various electronics. Audio, video, computer. We've wandered 3 levels of the Mong Kok Computer Center. We don't need anything at the moment, but if you do need something electronic, anything at all electronic, this is the place to do it.
Yeah, anything you want is here.
It's a little overwhelming, honestly, so yeah.
And I'm sure there's more levels that we haven't discovered, but
I think we're done.
yeah.
That's enough. I think that's about all we're gonna do today.
Well, we have dinner with the family, but we're not gonna.
Yeah, we're meeting my family for dinner tonight at our hotel. We're not gonna film that, so that's pretty much it for wandering around Hong Kong and Mong Kok today. What do you think overall?
It's very, very much like I remembered, and it's hustling and bustling, and if I could wrap up Hong Kong in one word, it would be loud.
Not just loud, there's a lot of visual stimulus too.
Yeah.
Lights everywhere. Yeah, it's a busy city, and well, the name Mong Kok again means busy corner, and it lives up to that name.
Yeah.
So I think that's where we're going to leave you guys for today. Thanks very much for joining us. We hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit the thumbs up to give us a like, and feel free to subscribe.
And we hope that you'll join us in the next video for more adventures. Until then, stay curious and keep exploring.